We know things are getting very bad for the USA when they are on level 9 mobilization. Also, Truman's in office. Hello viewers and welcome to another episode of my 1943 Germany challenge. The start of this episode, or at least the first minutes, I will devote to showing you guys how I transported my troops and the result of me transporting my troops from Scotland to Iceland, Greenland and Newfoundland. This episode I did succeed finally in landing on the American continent, which is surprising considering that it took so long to do for me. Here you saw a cutaway from me deploying all of the troops to Dover first and then strategically redeploying them to Scapa Flow, because it's a bit safer like that technically. Here I'm trading as usual and trying to acquire some more money for research investments, which goes quite well. So they finally transported to Scapa Flow all those 290 Wehrmacht divisions. The annoying thing is that I completely ran out of oil while transporting my troops, which is not a surprise because I'm transporting over 3.5 million soldiers from island to island, and transport ships eat a lot of fuel up when doing such a mission. I first tried to deploy my panzer and mechanized divisions because, well, I can't lose them at all. They are very powerful and allow me to partake in multiple encirclements. Here I'm trading again, which is a success. Another investment has been done and I transport most of my troops from Iceland to Greenland, or all of them to be exact. Those 6 infantry divisions that I trained, they will be guarding the beachheads on North America rather than those islands. And instead of Nova Scotia, I decided to invade near Quebec. Why? Well, if you could imagine, America rushes a lot of divisions if you were to invade Canada or USA. And invading in near Quebec instead of Nova Scotia allows me to spread out my divisions more and have a slightly wider front, thus giving me more time before America reacts. Here they are trying to naval bomb my transport ships, which fails partially. It does slow me down a bit, but they still fail at it. So here I am trying to move my panzer divisions to encircle that place, Nova Scotia, and then northern part of America, which fails in the end because I didn't have enough time to react. They begin flooding the troops in very quickly. There's only one division. Well, I did encircle that place in Canada, but I was hoping for more, to trap more divisions in that encircled area, but it failed. Here I'm trying to move to Quebec and Montreal to get a bit more industry, because those areas have like 5 and 3 industrial capacity, which is quite nice. So the first death stack has appeared in Boston. Those touchdown transport ships went back to those islands because they based them there. So the first divisions have appeared in the encircle part, or at least the cutoff part, not particularly encircled just yet. Here, instead of transporting the troops near Quebec, I transport them into places that are close to combat. As you can see, there are 27 divisions in the north, which is a pretty crazy amount. I will have an encirclement counter showing how many divisions I destroyed by the end of all of this. There are over 30 to the east. Yeah, to the east, which is a lot. So the Americans, they do not let me push at all. They just death stack 100 or so soldiers into one province if I am to invade it, and they just do not let me push through. Couple that with a rather limited amount of provinces I can attack them from. My units start suffering stacking penalties, which is annoying. Here I tried to take care of that encirclement, but it did not work. Yeah, they're trying to push me here, but I do manage to hold that province in the end. So the final troops have been deployed into North America. It did take a while for me to reorganize all of my soldiers, because the front line is just extremely messy and difficult to deal with. Plus, it did not help at all, since it's September and winter will be quite close. Well, I do have the winter equipment still, so that would ease things up a little bit, but not substantial. So the first divisions in the north have been encircled, as you saw, which is important. Here I'm trying to take Ottawa, but they just keep pushing me back from there. Place, or at least advance into New England with the intention of cutting them off there, but my attempts are very unsuccessful until those divisions that I sent into Nova Scotia have been redeployed back to into the battle. If I was allowed to nuke them, this will be so much easier, but it's not the case, so I had to make do with infantry. Here I tried building infrastructure, thinking that it would take a while to push in, but I didn't need to do that. I just need to at the very least wait until it was rebuilt. Also, Japan attacked there again, which is annoying. And plus, if I were them, I would send more troops to guard the USA if I wanted to win, but I do not. So here I managed to get a breakthrough, barely, unfortunately, but it worked. Here I want to enter Glace Bay before attacking Halifax, because I'll have a much better bonus in attacking. Here they're trying to get to Halford, but it's all in vain. I'm switching semi-modern hospital system because I need a better trickle back modifier for all of this, since I'm losing a lot of soldiers in this episode, but so is America. Just the ground support there, but they have none of that. So, those divisions that were in Halifax have been nice. And I'm being destroyed slowly. Which is a victory. Really ugly defeat there. So I start giving my troops, at least infantry, that is damaged special forces, because I can see that those divisions were the ones in combat and needed the most. So here I'm breaking up the division and sending them into battle once again. See, some of my soldiers have begun upgrading the division to be, the infantry divisions to be exact, which is very important. Because 1948 infantry is a bit stronger than 1945 infantry. In here I am trying to launch one last Hail Mary against the USA, and what do you know, it actually worked in the end. Yes, I encircled 150 plus divisions. Here I even saved it to show it off later on, if the need arises to be. Well, if the need arises to do that, to be precise. So now I'm trying to close off that those cut-off divisions, which is proving to be quite difficult. Because, as usual, America tends to just stack a lot of soldiers there. Here they're trying to push there, but it fails. The units that have arrived are being sent to battle. So they put in over 100 divisions into Hartford, which makes me strategize and think what I can do, but I eventually decide to send a few infantry divisions into New York to deal with the American threat. Now I didn't send in the panzers, I sent in the infantry with the special forces, and it was enough to turn the tide in my favor. Now they're being beaten in Boston. Here I'm trying to ground support, which fails as usual, unfortunately. And so, there we go. The encircle has been broken off, and now I just need to clean everything up. They're retreating, but they still have not been completely destroyed. So, hydrogen bomb has been researched, which is awesome. Now I will have a level 10 reactor, and the production speed of my nuclear bombs is quite insane now. And as you can see, those casualties are insane. Over 13 million, and it's still without those encircled divisions in the north. Well, it's safe to say that the USA is not recovering after this, and I have won. So goodbye everyone, and I bid you farewell.